Our tie.
That's even more appropriate.
Well, this has been a lot of fun, Mrs. Clinton. We should stay in touch. What's the best way to reach you? Email?
The interview was taped on September 9th, the same day Hillary Clinton was diagnosed with pneumonia. Concerns about Clinton's health continue to dog the candidate. She was asked by a local Florida reporter during a campaign stop yesterday if she would take a neurocognitive test. The ABC reporter asked her if she had suggested she might have a higher risk of dementia or even Alzheimer's and suggested taking the test. Hillary Clinton bursts out laughing, and she basically said that she has taken antibiotics and that the pneumonia is behind her. Clinton has no plans to release any further medical information. She said she's already released more information than her opponent. She is now busy at home prepping today and tomorrow for that debate on Monday. Britt?
Jennifer, thank you. Hillary Clinton is apparently somewhat puzzled as to why she's not doing better against Donald Trump. Here she is, and she wonders out loud last night during a video conference call with a labor union. Watch this.
Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask? Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody.
An interesting piece of video. Here to talk about the Clinton campaign and where it's going and maybe where it needs to be going is veteran Democratic strategist Joe Trippi. Hi, Joe. Good to be with you, Brent. What do you think of that little last piece of video there with her on that conference?
Well, I think it was kind of sarcastic or unrealistic. Ronald Reagan beat Walter Mondale by 18 points back in 1984. That's the biggest margin. No one's won anything by 50 points.
But what about the delivery? The delivery of it struck me that there's a persona that it strikes me that when she's at her best, she kind of gets away from, where she seems at ease and she tends to be relaxed and more soft-spoken. That sounded like the Hillary that even Democrats have criticized.
Yeah, no, she can get like that, and I agree that she's better when she tones it back, pulls it back. I don't know if that's because she was talking to a labor audience, and
it's also a little awkward by video conference too.
So I don't know, but no, she's obviously a lot better when she pulls back and doesn't do that.
Tell me a little bit about this situation with millennials. We talked about it in an earlier panel. It looks like the millennials turned out in a way they probably never had. Right. Barack Obama. She's not doing as well. Could that end up being decisive against her in your judgment?
I think it's one of the reasons she did this Between the Two Ferns interview and is out there trying to reach out to millennials. I mean, Obama got 60% of the millennial vote against Romney. She's getting about 40% against Trump. And the problem isn't that Trump's doing better than Romney. It's that those millennials are going elsewhere. They're going with the Libertarian candidate Johnson or Jill Stein, the Green Party. But they all look like they'll move to her if she can start to make the case. They don't move to Trump. So she's got to get closer to that 60. It doesn't have to get to 60, but she's at 40 now. She's got to get up over 50, 60%.
Does this take us back to the old enthusiasm question, which has hung over so much of this campaign?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the advantages Trump has is his supporters are more energized than people who are going to vote for Hillary. The flip side of that is Hillary has a better get out the vote operation, and I think that's sort of the key.
Yeah, that really is an interesting question. I guess the RNC has a get out the vote operation, but I don't hear anybody say they think it can match what the Clinton campaign is.
No,
what do you think?
I don't think he can. Republicans traditionally just haven't been as good as Democrats on get out the vote. There's a lot of reasons for that, but I think the bigger issue now is with early voting. You're going to see, we've got early voting's already opened up in a few states. It's going to open up in even more next week and the following week. So Hillary Clinton, I think their campaign strategy is to literally treat every one of those days as an election day. Get millennials that are sitting at home, get them out to vote that day.
And everybody else.
And try to get people there. Trump is getting them to his rallies. And I think, it's an interesting thing because his people have more energy. They'll show up to the rallies. They may show up to vote. But he doesn't have the apparatus to get them out to vote, not just in early voting, but on Election Day. That's going to be the advantage Hillary Clinton has. And this is particularly in these states where we look in these battlegrounds where it's only 1 or 2% difference between them. that get out the vote activity may be proven.
So is it your sense that if she wanted to, she could pack her rallies and come a little closer than Trump does to the enormous crowds he gets? Well, but she's spending it instead on get out the vote efforts and early voting.
Yeah, I don't think they're wasting it. They would see that as wasting energy. First of all, you've got limited excitement on her side. If I'm going to get Edna out to do one thing, do I want to get her to my rally or do I want to get her out to vote? Trump supporters, they may go to 4 rallies and vote. So he's got so there's an advantage that he has.
Here's his Hillary number for 18 to 29-year-olds, I guess 48%. That is, of course, short of the 60 that you mentioned that Obama got.
Yes, it is. But she has to. That's when she's at 48. He was at 60. Can she get that into the mid-50s? I think that's enough for her. But they're going to work on it every day in these early voting, with not just millennials but everybody else.
Is there anything else you can see that she can do? I mean, I don't know whether the Zach Galifianakis interview or Galifianakis interview did the trick.
Well, no, I still think she going to do more of that. I think because she's got to. They're not watching a lot of our show or a lot of things out there right now.
I'll tell you, if you can talk her to coming in on here, I'll muss her hair. That might make it all even.
But you got to do things like that to get millennials to pay attention to this, and I think that's what she's trying to do right now.
Joe, always good to see you, man. Thanks very much.
See you.
And chilling new video.